So Jordan Peterson once again is getting exposed. Now, the thing about Jordan Peterson is he's a pretty heavy grifter and money grubber. So, he is somebody who, and there's, to be clear, because I'm going to get strawmanned on this very hard by Jordan Peterson fans. Is it wrong to make money off of what you do? No. Is it wrong to do ads or do events and stuff like that? No, none of that. That's totally fine. But the problem with Jordan Peterson is for him, it seems like it's all about the money over his own values. And so it seems like even his own fans are starting to figure out about this. But I did a video. You can go back and check this out. It was a couple years ago. It was about like this weird sponsorship he did with some school for like this scam fellowship degree or something. And it wasn't even a real thing. It wasn't clear what it was. It seemed like they were just kind of going off the cuff with it. And so one guy who was a Jordan Peterson fan had actually posted about it and talked about how he was questioning them and trying to figure out, like, what the hell is this? It costs a lot of money, too. I think it was like tens of thousands or something like that. That's how much it cost. And so for Jordan Peterson, anything he says, I think it's just a vehicle for him to make money. I think that's all he gives a shit about. And he's shown his money grubbing in a lot of situations. Like his debate with Slavoj Žižek, they did an event in person where it was like an in-person event where you have a speaking event and people pay for tickets to, come and watch, right? That's totally fine. He also then decided to actually charge people to paywall the event online so as to charge people to watch. And that's just, honestly, that's pretty unprecedented, I would say. You're already doing the public event and then you're also going to charge people, to your own fans, by the way, to watch you online. So he's obviously a very greedy douchebag. And, Slavoj, I think, gave away his money to, charity. So, that was very weird of him to do. But his fans, I guess, don't care until they get, like, seriously scammed, like that dude with the fellowship. But he sent out a tweet responding to Ben Shapiro. He says, "I'm pining for the freedom of Tennessee here in idiot Canada. Quebec just instituted a curfew, closed all restaurants in Montreal, for God's sake." Closing all restaurants and stuff like that is obviously, that's way too strict for what's going on right now. So assuming vaccination rates are reasonable, unvaccinated people shouldn't be allowed to like dine in or go to public events and stuff like that. But restaurants should be open with maybe some, restrictions in terms of this many people only allowed, but you have to be vaccinated to dine in. I don't support like the full lockdowns. I think if that's happening anywhere, I don't think that's happening anywhere in the U.S., maybe in Canada. But somebody exposes him. He responds, "Still booking vax-only venues, Mr. Grifter?" And so he's on tour right now. And I guess all of the venues that he's been setting up his events at actually require quote-unquote vaccine passports. So they ask you for proof of vaccination upon entry, which has to mean that he's vaccinated, right? That's what that would have to mean, I believe. I believe that means that he would have to be vaccinated himself. Otherwise, I don't think he could attend the events. So again, another level of grifting that we can obviously see. He then sent out a response saying, "How the hell was I supposed to know that these idiot restrictions would still be in place? These tours are planned a year in advance." So remember the story we heard about Joe Rogan? I don't even think he can get into Canada, but he canceled the event, the sold out event, because of the vaccine restrictions. So you could hypothetically say at least he's standing by his word. But also one thing you have to understand about that is I literally think he can't get in. So it's not like he has a choice. He has to cancel it or get the vaccine. So, I guess he's not vaccinated. But that would be the idea, right? If you genuinely believe in your values on this, you're already super rich, by the way. Jordan Peterson, millions upon millions of dollars, which is fine. That's fine if you have millions of dollars. That's totally fine. If you're doing it in like an honest, legit way, that's totally fine. But what you can see is he's clearly just being a total grifter and not following his own values. His values right now are to shit on any vaccine passports, the vaccine in general, COVID restrictions, all this stuff. But yet he is going to continue to do business with these venues that require, vaccine passports, right? His comment is, make a real statement and cancel them. Do not support discrimination. Silence supports the oppressor. I paid for VIP to meet you in Texas next month, Dr. Peterson. I was excited to shake your hand. Then I found out your team chose a venue that insists I participate in the COVID testing scam. Not even meeting my heroes is worth participating in my own enslavement. Do better. So it's unfortunate that there does seem to be a line with everybody, but it's like that line is something as stupid as being an anti-vaxxer. This is really sad. Like, I would love to see people choose values over money in situations where it's like, oh, maybe over human rights abuses or treating workers like shit or just something like that. Instead, it's like, oh, it's like when Kyrie was like, I'm not going to play. It's like, wow, he's turning down like, what, 40 M's or something crazy like that? That's an insane amount of money. But it's like, oh, wow, he's doing it because of what? He's doing it literally because of not taking the vaccine. Think about how stupid that is. That's the line. Same thing with Trump supporters. That's the line where he can get away with shooting someone, on whatever avenue, but he can't tell his supporters to get vaccinated. That's the line. So there is a line. It's just the dumbest line possible, essentially, is what it means. This one, like comparing, the event to, Polish, socialist Poland, which was essentially just, it was a puppet state of the Soviet Union, obviously. So, comparing that to the USSR puppet state of Poland, what I'm saying? So there's just a bunch of people like this. If there's a venue that's restricting people coming to listen to you based on a medical decision, you should boycott it and speak in a public park or something instead. People need you, Doc. You might lose some income, but the venue will too. And the thing is, it's not like this dude's broke or he's living paycheck to paycheck. This guy's got lots of passive income too. He's still making money off his books and all that stuff. He's rich as fuck. So if you're rich as fuck and you still can't just with such a minor amount of money in your pocket stick with your values, you're just a grifter. You care about money. You don't care about what you're saying because you're not following what you say. And it's not like he's in a position where it's like, God damn, if he doesn't do this event, he's going to be sleeping on the streets or he can't make his mortgage payment. It's like, no, he's got M's in the bank, but he's a greedy fuck. That's what he is. He doesn't care about what he says. He doesn't have intellectual honesty. He does not care about anything. Morals, values, ethics. He doesn't care about any of that. He just cares about money. That's all he gives a shit about. And so his own fans are starting to realize, hey man, like, wow, you're not following what you're tweeting about. So all he tweets about now, essentially, which he's on Twitter like all day long, every single day, all he tweets about is just COVID restrictions. That's all he tweets about. So if you're going to be doing all that and then you're not following it for this, minute amount of money in comparison, in percentage to what he has, then what are you? You're a grifter. You're lying. You don't actually believe in the things you say. You're just saying stuff because it'll make you money. And that's essentially what he's doing. And so, that's just what we're seeing from Jordan Peterson. And remember, he always said he would never give in to the left woke mob. And then remember when he came out against Brett Kavanaugh? What did he do in that situation? He came out against Brett Kavanaugh. All his right-wing fans turned against him. And what did he do? He apologized and took back his opinion, giving in to the right-wing mob. So again, he doesn't care about intellectual honesty. He doesn't have values, morals, ethics, principles. He barely has any thoughts of his own. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, literally, let's keep it a buck, right? That's his thought. Buck, dollar. That's all he gives a shit about. So he is just somebody who is, just completely BS. It'd be a permanent badge of honor if you only did venues where unvaxxed people are allowed. Well, then you cancel. You complied with vax thinking it would be a ticket to freedom. I learned a lot from you about sacrifice. This is your reminder not to make the wrong sacrifices. You are touring in Florida and your shows require vax still. Florida doesn't. Explain still. Explain, please. So, take a stand, cancel any show that requires a vax pass to enter. So take a stand and cancel. Joe Rogan did. There's a ton of these. Cash in on all that 12 rules money, cancel vax proof shows, and make a principled stance. So it's obviously a troubled thing for him. He does not give a fuck about intellectual honesty, values. He doesn't care about anything. It's all about that moolah, baby. That's all it's about. Cash rules everything around me. You know what I'm saying? That's all he is. And again, to repeat, because I know his dumbass fans are going to strawman me, there's nothing wrong with making money off what you do, as long as it's in an honest way. Okay, this is not honest. You're lying about your beliefs. You're saying stuff and then you're just doing the opposite. So in the face of these venues that require vaccine passports, you decide that you'll take the money instead of standing on your values. So you're a grifter. You're lying. And who knows what Jordan Peterson really thinks, because he's been trying his grift for 40 years, but it finally hit in 2017. So it's just, there's tons of people. You have been telling people to stand up to their employers and risk their livelihoods. You won't even cancel/change venues to prove a point, LMAO. He's just completely BS. You might have not known about them, sir. The real question is, what are you going to do about it now? How will you react? You can see this. It's more about what you decide to do with the new information than knowing what lies ahead. You, of all people, should know this. I bought a ticket a while ago. I'd be happy if you canceled in order to punish the venue. So you can just see there's a ton of them. So you're going along with them anyways? That's not standing up for principle. Jordan Peterson doesn't have principles. That's actually not true. He does have a principle. And it's that green paper. That's what it is, all right? That's all he gives a fuck about. Time and time again, Jordan Peterson has shown us he's a greedy bastard who will say stuff and take it back if his money is threatened. So he loved going against the quote-unquote, woke mob or the left mob or whatever. But that's because it made him money. So that's what he cared about. It was money. But when the right-wing mob came after him for his take on Brett Kavanaugh, he did a 180-degree turn. And all of a sudden, he now, he took his opinion back about Brett Kavanaugh because his money was in jeopardy. That's all he cares about. So don't look at Jordan Peterson as somebody who genuinely has thoughts or is going to give his genuine thoughts. I'm not even convinced he has genuine thoughts. I mean, the guy's just clearly a grifter. But don't look at him as someone who's genuinely doing intellectual pursuits and stuff like that. For Jordan Peterson, it's all about them dollar signs. And I could keep scrolling down and reading all these comments of his fans turning on him, but the video is going to go on for too long. So keep in mind, guys, Jordan Peterson is a greedy fuck and a liar, does not stand on his values. And again, it's not like he's going to be sleeping on the streets. He got money. He's got millions. He's got M's. Think about even the passive revenue he gets from, his 12 Rules for Life book. So, dude's big chillin'. So, he's a big grifter, and his fans are figuring this out.